Good morning everybody! So with today's video, I'm going to give you two reviews in one video of Hollister. I did do a video like this with Chad Secrets, but I'm not sure which one is going to go out first. But today let's talk about Hollister Wave For Him, launched in 2016, classed as a Woody Aromatic. And the other one is going to be Hollister Wave X For Him, launched in 2022. Classification, I am not exactly sure, but it's probably like some sort of aromatic scent as well. Let's start off with the original. Top notes for this one here are going to be Yuzu, Bamboo Leaf, and Grapefruit. The mid is going to be Lavender, Cypress, and Neroli. And the base is going to be Salt, Musk, Tonka Bean, and Driftwood. So this is a very citrusy scent. So Woody Aromatic is definitely the classification, but you are going to get a lot of the grapefruit and that Yuzu in the opening. Very bright, very fresh, very energizing. There is a little bit of like a green woody nuance. Like the main takeaway is definitely the woods, but there is a little bit of a green woody nuance from, I'm assuming that's the bamboo leaf, but as the dry down does proceed, you get that lavender and a little bit more woody nuance from the cypress. I don't get any neroli, so it's not like very fresh or soapy, but the base itself is still woody, but throw in a little bit of that musky, salty nuance. This is pretty much a summer scent. We've had a heat wave this past week. It's very warm right now, so I might be glistening a little bit, but very fresh, woody. I don't want to say it's clean, but it has a little bit of a youthful touch. This brand is marketed as a young man's brand or a young person's brand. But even though that I did state that it has a little bit of a youthful touch, this DNA has been done before. So it's not overly young, and I think that an older guy can rock this. Even if it was like most certainly a young man scent, but if you're an older guy and it makes you feel good and happy, then you rock it with pride. But this, there's nothing overly young about it. There's something a little sweet in it, but this is just an everyday summer scent. Spring, sure. And what do I mean by everyday? This is just an everyday casual kind of fragrance. This is a good school scent. This is a decent work fragrance because it's nothing new. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's just fresh. It's mass appealing. It's easy to wear. You could wear this to the beach. You could wear this to a pool party. You could, like, when I'm picturing like a young guy rocking this, I think that, you know, a young person going on a date, like just something casual, like going for like a slice of pizza, or like, let's say Boston pizza. Well, actually no, they don't have Boston pizza in the States, but let's say Canada, Boston pizza and bowling afterwards, or TGIF in the States with bowling or billiards afterwards. Something like that. It's not a bad fragrance. I like it. I surprisingly do like this just because it's nothing new. Longevity, you're gonna get about 4 hours. 5 hours is pushing it, and this is a cheapie. This is like $20 to $30. Like Canadian, it's like 25 to 30, but I'm sure that you can pick these up south of the border at like Ross, Dress for Less, TJ Maxx, Burlington Coat Factory, and so on for like $12 or $13 USD. I have seen a few, I'm not sure if it was this one, but I have seen a few Hollisters for dirt cheap. So let's talk about Hollister Wave X. I like the name, X. It sounds kind of bad boy, it sounds kind of different, right? Like when I'm thinking of X, I'm thinking of like DMX. No, this is nothing bad boy. This is pretty much like a green, woody, fresh aromatic. Top notes for this one here are going to be grapefruit, bergamot, and watermelon. The mid is going to be cypress, sage, and lavender, and the base is going to be musk, cedar, and ambergris. In the opening, definitely like this one here. You get the citrus minus the yuzu. So definitely the bergamot and the grapefruit. But you're also gonna get a little bit of that watermelon. The watermelon is fresh, maybe adds a little bit of an aquatic sort of feel. And something semi-sweet, but it doesn't last very long because it becomes a little bit more green and woody. So the cypress kicks in pretty quick. That herbalness is from the sage, and the lavender is there, but it's not in the forefront. It's more of like the woody herbalness from the sage. Like an herbal field with the woods in the background. The base itself is definitely like a musky, salty, animalistic, like a clean type of animalistic, not like dirty BO woodiness. It has, like both of these fragrances have that summer vibe. This is just green and a little bit more, I don't want to say mature. This just has maybe a little bit more going on than this. This is not as fresh as Wave. Wave is kind of like, you know, I find it's more of a beach fragrance than this one here. This is definitely an everyday fragrance for the spring and summertime, but I think it would be a great work fragrance. I find that this is more of a work fragrance than the Wave itself. But again, it's just an everyday scent. Performance on this is pretty much on par with Wave For Him. You're gonna get about 4-5 hours at most. I find that a lot of these Hollister fragrances, and I've tested 4 of them already, they only last like no more than 6 hours. Generally like 4 to 6. But this one is not a banger. Definitely not a banger, and price tag very much like Wave For Him, like $20 to $30 Canadian. I'm sure that this has been sold at Ross Dress for Less, Burlington Coat Factory, those places south of the border. The cap itself, this is not the original cap. This was a tester bottle, so I don't know if it's a little bit green or not, but this is, if I had to choose which one I prefer, they're pretty much on par with one another. It's pretty much a flip of the coin. You can't go wrong with either or. You truly cannot. But if I were to recommend you one from these two, I would probably go with X, just because of that green herbaceous factor. I like it. I like both. I really do. I gotta be honest, both of them have been done before. This does not smell youthful. It smells ageless. It really does. This may be slightly more, like there might be, like I said, there's like a slight sweetness to this. Even with this, the watermelon is like short-lived, but it does add like a bit of a young man's feel. But after that, it just becomes just like a regular ageless type of fresh fragrance. That's pretty much it. So guys, that's my quick little video of Hollister Wave For Him and Hollister Wave X. Any other videos that I've done from this brand, and there's only one, I don't know again if this one is going to go out or not, that will be down in the description box below. But because that these are cheapies and summer fragrances, I'm going to give you a high heat cheapie banger list right here. And I don't know, let's see, a smell right here or maybe a review. Not exactly sure, but if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. Thank you for my time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.